Hello, and good morning. So we have already finished our first leg. I commuted in last night, and we did our first leg, which was the longest leg of the entire trip, but especially the day. It was blocked at, I actually think we got some overfly, because that flight dragged, okay? That flight took so long, it felt like. Yeah, we got some overfly on that, because I think it felt like it took forever. It was 4 hours and 31 minutes. That's a long flight for us. I think it was blocked at 4:05, and so the winds was really going against us. Now we have 2 more legs. The pilots are done. We have 2 more legs after that. Anyways, we are going to Vegas, and then we're going to Reno. Now, I have not been to the gym on an overnight in a minute, but this hotel has such a nice gym that I think I'm gonna go. But I need to take a nap. I'm so tired. I slept okay last night, but I think I'll take a nap, and then I'll get up, do some reading, go to the gym, and then get in bed early, because this is very much an AM trip. Okay. Yeah, good. Anywho, we are on leg 2. We are in Sacramento to Vegas. It is blocked at 1:16, but the flight time is 58 minutes. It is completely packed full because it is a Friday. So, what a welcome back to work. I told myself I wasn't going to drop anything this month and be like a really good employee, right? This is the most I've worked all year. And then yesterday, I put it in to be dropped, and I got outbid for that. I wasn't awarded it. So clearly God said go to work. Anyways, let's get to boarding. So I have stayed here before, but I was in the other tower, and the other tower has like bigger, older rooms. So I don't even think I'm gonna explain today to y'all yet. I think I'm going to change, go get something to eat, to drink, and then I will come back up, shower, and as I'm getting ready for bed, I will tell y'all about my day. Remember I had plans? I don't know if I told y'all that, but I wanted to go to the gym, I wanted to get sushi. None of that is happening now. Anyhow, let me feed myself and I will be back. Alright, so I'm wearing a Fabletics set. I will link it in my Like to Know It, which I'm trying to do better with this year. And then I just have my blazers on, but these are in a medium. I got them in a medium so that they were like sweep the ground long, because I am short, but I hate when my yoga pants are too short, if you get what I mean. So this is the fit. Gonna go see, I'm delirious. I'm gonna go eat and then come back, and I will talk to y'all then.
I'll let you know when it's about to expire.
Oh, okay. Okay. For 5-minute makeup. And shout out to my scarf last night. Let's go to work.
I'm saying no service on this.
Thank God for 5-minute makeup and prepping my bag and my clothes beforehand, because I literally woke up at 7:52 when I had an 8 p.m. fan time, because I'm not going to say my alarm didn't go off, but I did it. And I don't even think I slept through it. There's been something where it hasn't been loud. And this pimple in the middle of my head is not making it any better. However, we are here. We are working. Let's board. And my whole trip got changed again, but neither here nor there.
That pleasure, sir. See you next time.
He did say it was warm. It is a gonna have a quick bite of food before we get some passengers on board. I like going to that Italian place. Oh, okay. I know you guys just got here, but yeah, we just got here. Yeah, I like going to the Italian place when I'm in Vegas because I feel like I'm getting real food. If that makes sense, like I'm not getting fast food. So I got some baked ziti and a cucumber salad, like the one I like to make at home. And it was like $12 and some change after our discount. So we are on an originator. We are on our third leg. Yeah, we didn't do service on the first leg. That's kind of why I forgot about it because it was like just done. Deadheaded the last leg. I was able to be very productive on that flight, and then we are working this leg, and then we have a 15-hour overnight in Oakland now. So because of all of the distress yesterday and this morning with me waking up 8 minutes before my van time, I didn't have time to tell y'all what has happened, what has all transpired. So let's see if I can fit it all in, because I was just trying to explain it to my mom, and I realized how much headache of it was, how much of a headache it was explaining all that happened yesterday. So yesterday, we were supposed to fly into Reno. It looks so good.
Hour 7, so typically call us. No bills, and sounds about right.
We were supposed to land in Reno. It was super windy, and so they weren't able to land on the first approach. We were in a holding pattern for a while, and then because of fuel, we had to land, and the decision was made to land in Sacramento, which we had just left that morning. When things like this happen, it is very common for passengers to be like riled up. It is a frustrating situation, I understand, but there's like these times where they want to be like, well, I saw the airport, how come we couldn't land? ATC, FAA, pilots, and whatever other information that is provided is why we couldn't land. Okay, and it's just that simple. So our pilots end up timing out. And honest to God, I love this company. But the one thing I do not understand is how we do not time out. They just throw more money at us. So, which, y'all know, if you've been here for a while, I don't care about that. I care about getting home and where I'm supposed to be. We're in Sacramento. Our pilots timed out. There were 2 pilots coming in from an international, like 30 minutes later. So they came in, but then because it was shut down, customs didn't come, which I feel like for all the government bodies to not come to the airport, which anyways, those pilots were sitting on the tarmac for about 30 additional minutes after they landed, just for the employees basically to come in, which I'm not even mad at them. If y'all not getting paid, anyways. So they finally got through customs, got to our flight. And for whatever reason, we had to do like all the paperwork manually. Not we, them up there. Them up there, the pilots and the gate agents and whatnot had to do all of the paperwork manually. So that caused like another delay, and then we ended up losing like 40 people because they just chose to basically just drive, which it's like a 2-hour drive, and probably they got there before us, not even gonna lie. So there was that.
Ladies, do you need some time?
You can bring them. I'll finish explaining this later because we're not about to delay this flight and I want to get to my overnight. So it is what it is. The roundabout is, I had a 16-hour day yesterday. 16 hours, never have I ever. I'm gonna show y'all this room and heat up my food, and then I'll get back to the storytelling, okay? Okay. Ready. So we are now, this is the cucumber salad. This is the other thing I ordered. I'm gonna put all this Italian dressing right back in here. Anyways, where did I leave off? 16-hour day. Got to Sacramento, finally got new pilots, finally reboarded, finally got the numbers manually, finally got back to Reno. So we were then under 10 hours for minimum rest, and like the company contract has our minimum at 11 hours, and then the FAA minimum is at 10 hours. So it can go below 11 And it's just, it is what it is, but it cannot go below 10. So when it went below 10, it was going a good bit below 10. Then they have to completely reschedule us for the next day. And the other two flight attendants had plans in Sacramento, which was supposed to be our overnight for day 2 right now. I'm in Oakland right now. I'm supposed to be in Sacramento. My whole day got rescheduled. And I hate that for them. And that's why we're always like, that's what happens whenever you make plans. Everything falls apart and you don't make it to your plans. What they did was, my initial report time was supposed to be for I think 6:35 a.m. So it got pushed back to 8:30 a.m. for my report. We did stay at the same hotel. They did initially take our hotel off, but they did keep us in the same hotel, moved our report time back, and then we were supposed to do 1 working leg and then 2 deadheads. When I went to sleep, that was my schedule. Then in the chaos of me waking up 8 minutes before van time, I didn't even check my phone for any updates to our schedule. I saw that there was a notification that there was an update to my schedule, but I didn't even look at it. I was like, I looked at it to see if it was a change in my report time, and it was not. And then I hopped out of bed. So when the door opened, after we worked our first leg, the gate agent was like, scheduling needs you to call them. I was like, but on the flight, I already acknowledged the difference, the change in my schedule, so I didn't need to call them. But before I took off, I had not, because I hadn't even looked at my phone properly yet. So they were probably like, girl, where are you? What are you doing? But the thing is, on an overnight, you don't have to answer your phone because you're not technically on duty. So you don't technically have to answer them, but they didn't call me anyway during the overnight, but they did make the change during the overnight. And whenever they make a change to your schedule, you have to acknowledge it. You acknowledge it either by calling them, or we have a button in our app that we could just say acknowledge change. So during the flight, I acknowledged it in the app and just went ahead and did that. But today we ended up working 1 leg in the morning, taking a deadhead, and then we worked the last leg. And today actually didn't feel that bad, because we really only worked 1 leg, because the first leg we didn't do service on. I hate it for my crew members because they actually had plans with like their family in Sacramento, and they didn't make that event with them. Now we're at the hotel. We only have a 15-hour overnight. It was supposed to be a 19-hour overnight when we were in Sacramento. Now it's only a 15-hour overnight in Oakland. And tomorrow we work 2 legs. We have a 6:30 a.m. van. We work 2 legs back to Chicago. We deadhead the first leg now. We weren't supposed to deadhead the first leg, but we were also not supposed to be, where are we? In Oakland. So we deadhead the first leg, have like a 2-hour sit in Vegas. I'm sick of seeing Vegas. Is it Vegas? I feel like, no, it's Long Beach, which is even worse because there's nothing in Long Beach Airport. At least Vegas got food. And then my commuting flight is 2 hours and 15 minutes after we land, and there's only 1 seat on it. So then tomorrow's all going to be about commuting. If I got to sit on the jump seat, that's fine. I'll sit on the jump seat to go home any day. And at least we land early enough that I'm just going to sit by that gate and wait until I can get cleared, and I'm going to clear for that jump seat. So that's today. I'm going to finish eating. I'm going to do some reading, watch something on Netflix probably. I'm watching Doc on Hulu right now because I binged it, the first season on Netflix, and the second season is on Hulu, in case you didn't know. It's a little ghetto, being on multiple streaming platforms, but here we are. So I'll probably watch that. Yeah, okay. Toodles.
And still be a kingdom representative when you are dealing with individuals who have a struggle with owning their own flaws and have a sense of entitlement. Because what I'm saying, you don't date enemies. So for anybody, I don't know, that's hard. What category are they in? Being a representative, when you're dealing, they tell everybody else they're bleeding. Cannot stop you from obtaining what's yours. Has something for you, there is reaction to them can. When they were thrown, broke faith with me in the Kadesh, in the desert of Zin, and because you did not uphold my holiness of, if you, I think about my son and my daughter. Joseph, feel it does not mean you're not mature. Hard to deal with people where either, this is why a lot of pastors, this ain't deep. I know how to love. Your cutoff game strong. It don't take much. Some are meant. Keep going. Missionary. Once you go through, then I can understand God's method. All of it. There are some people who are fueled by feuds. Purpose. I fight for my calling. I'm gonna leave you with something. If I'm fighting, I'm leaving with something. I don't fight for married to promotion. Gosh, y'all. Adversaries and promotion. This will shift your whole perspective. Transition David. Jews only bowed and worshiped their God. So Haman do to the man that he likes to honor him. Now Haman, so arrogant but was thinking, I promise God fighting for you is better than your hands. But
Just as the day turns to night,
Let's get to it. Last day, deadhead, 2 hours sit, and then one leg home. Let's do it.
You're good. It's a pretty sunrise. All right, 2 hours sit and then back to Chicago. On a lot of them that are retrofitted, but not with the headrest. Okay, after finally sitting for 2 hours, we are finally heading on our last leg home. Let's do it. Okay, I'm back in the lounge. Y'all are gonna see me in this. Don't think nothing about seeing me in this again because I packed the wind chill outfit. Anywho, I just changed. I'm in the Chicago dressing room. Okay, I'm just called scheduling. So remember way back in the beginning of this video when I had a 15-hour day? So the way the contract is set up, you're supposed to have double the amount of time that you exceeded duty in time off. So since I had a 15-hour day, they have to give me 30 hours off starting from my release time. And then you have to call scheduling within 60 minutes of release to get your options, okay? So did that. So my B, she had a really easy trip right behind. We all had trips right behind this, so all of us had these options we could take advantage of. So my B had a trip that was like 2 legs the first day, 1 leg the second day, 2 legs the last day. So they ended up just pulling her whole trip and paying it straight pay at $19.5. The other option was to work the whole trip and it's paid at VJA, which is time and a half. She chose to get it all pulled. Now for me, my trip was a little more complex. It was 4 legs the first day, 2 legs the second day, 3 legs the last day. So for me, they could catch me up on the trip, and that's what they did. So they pulled my first day. My options were you could pull my first day and they catch me up on day 2 with a deadhead. So I'd get a deadhead and those 2 legs, so I'd fully be doing the rest of the trip besides the first day. Or I could work the whole trip at VJA, which is time and a half. So there's no way I was working tomorrow. Like, this trip took everything out of me. So I was like, pull the first day and then I'll take the 2 day as a catch up, right? So at least I get a day off, okay? And that trip is out of Denver. It's not even out of Chicago. So that's that. I don't know what's gonna happen with my A. I was working C this position, and my A spoiled me so much. He was so amazing. He cleaned for me like every time, like that. I would work with him any day. So yeah, that is the conclusion of the day. So I will get my trip, my first day of my trip pulled tomorrow for what it was credited at, which was 6.97, which is a little more than a day reserve, so cool. And then I will get regular pay for the rest of the trip as well. So yeah, that's that. Time to go home. Oh, and now I'm fighting for my life to get to my commute. I'm not fighting for my life for real, but there's 0 seats, but I'm number 1 on standby list. But I'm just gonna go and sit my little butt there
so I can get the jump seat because I don't play these games going home, okay? It's time to go home and I have plans. Of course, I have plans. Tomorrow, I have a little mini trip. Of course, it's me. Until next time, bye Sky fam.